guys, check out this new poster I got. There's 5 Physics Nobel Prize winners on there, but that's not even the important thing right now. The important thing is that these people are really just all rock stars in the physics field, and just what? I mean, there's 10 case physics professors on here, but whatever, we could hype them up to that level, right? So I went into this conference not knowing who any of them were, and thinking that since they were very smart physicists, they would not want to interact with me. I volunteered at the conference, so I got to attend all the talks for free, but all the talks, well, at least most of the talks, went completely over my head as somebody that just recently graduated from undergraduate. These talks are way too technical. So then a friend of mine and I decided to collect everyone's signatures on these posters they handed out. And we started off with the professors we knew here at Case Western Reserve in order to kind of build the momentum. We started off with Craig Copey. He is a physics professor here, and we both really liked him, and we thought it was a good way to start. And then eventually 5 Nobel Prize winners. Some of these people I could say did not want to sign it at first, but then whenever we showed them the poster, the big reveal of everyone on it, they were like, oh my god, yes, please. That was very interesting and fun. Everyone that signed here, I interacted with them to some extent, even if it's just, can you please sign this for this fan group? Steven Weinberg, he is the founder of the Standard Model and was, easily the most famous physicist there. Signed right on top of another physicist, Rocky Kolb. I think it's pronounced Kolb, K-O-L-B. And it was hilarious, and I was like, I feel bad for Rocky, can we find him again? He didn't sign another place, and then the people were like, yeah, don't worry about it. I was interacting with Rocky's wife the day before, and she told me that this is truly an incredible conference. She has not seen, this group of physicists get together. And really, that reception that I interacted with Rocky's wife, that was the time that it truly just clicked for me that these are just people. This past week has been so cool interacting with the physicists. Now I know this conference only lasted June 1st through 4th, but June 4th through 8th, we hosted another conference, another physics conference, PASCOS. According to our department chair, PASCOS hosted more of the up-and-coming generation of physicists, whereas the physicists that came to this and talked at this are more the physicists that have already established themselves. And yeah, I will admit that during that slideshow I just showed, I used pictures from both conferences. You use what you need, right? Okay, before I sign off, I wanted to share some of the cool stories that came out of this conference and PASCOS. First of all, this was Tufts' 3rd time in Cleveland, and one of the former Case professors that visited Case for PASCOS, this happened during PASCOS, was like, oh yeah, I went to a baseball game with you. Second, this happened during the reception. Jerem Friedman and Alex Flapenico? German Alex. It's not like they're notable physicists at all, right? No, Friedman won a Nobel Prize. 1990. Those two were chatting about the interpretations of quantum mechanics. More specifically, Alex was trying to convince Friedman that the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics holds, and Carlo, right here, Carlo Rubbia, he also got the Nobel Prize. He's an experimentalist though. He walks up and Alex asks him, so what do you think of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics? And then Carlo, the experimentalist, replies, and I quote, I don't care as long as it works. Difference between theorists and experimentalists for y'all. This story is more motivational, but when me and my friend were going around gathering signatures, Friedman told us, oh yeah, you guys should go do PhDs. We need females in physics. This MIT physicist that won the 1990 Nobel Prize told me in person to do a PhD in physics. I don't think that's fully settled in my brain yet, but that is so cool. Okay, moving on. So we went around the tables and we went to John Butterworth's table. You know, we just casually sat there. We didn't know who he was at the time. And he just casually brought up, oh yeah, you know, when we were celebrating the discovery of the Higgs boson. And my jaw just immediately dropped and I internally freaked out. I think I was able to hide it, but after the reception, I Googled him and he is a CERN physicist working at Atlas. And that was insane. But during that conversation, we literally went to like the lifespan of physicists, to how physicists die, to some politics, and Butterworth complaining about Brexit and Trump. And then I was like, so you know, what country would be a good country to go to grad school for? And he was like, probably Germany. I guess I'm going to Germany for a PhD? I don't know what's going on at all. Okay, so very last thing, last day, Steven Weinberg was talking and gave his personal history with the Standard Model. He was the father of the Standard Model, and he said something along the lines of, I hope the jealousy that you young people have in us will turn out to be just as unjustified as the jealousy we had in our forefathers, people like Schrödinger and the fathers of quantum mechanics. That honestly was pretty cool to hear from a pretty famous physicist, though I guess I didn't really know him before the conference, so... Okay, that's a pretty nice thought to end. See you guys next week. And it was such an amazing cool conference. Okay, here's an up-close view of all the signatures, and I will leave down in the description a signature index for all these people. It's kind of hard to believe that they are real people, but I mean, I met all of them and they really are real people. Okay, well, see you guys next week. If I learned anything from these two physics conferences, it's that physicists are just normal people like you and me.